I'm Edwina Hodkinson and I'm a medical herbalist.
And I'm Danielle Kay and I'm a medical herbalist. We're based in the northwest of England and together we run a course called Weeds and Wild Medicine, which we've been running in this magic garden in Burnley in Lancashire for the last 6 years.
So since lockdown we've not been able to come to this garden, and this is so good to actually be back in midsummer and just to be in the garden, to look round and just to see all the herbs. This is quite exciting for us because when we've done courses here, we've brought people here to harvest the herbs, to take them back to the cabin to make their own medicines. And you know, people have told us just how life-changing this course is. So to us it was quite sad not to do it this year, so we started an online course, and we hope that we can give you an essence of a feeling of what we do with Weeds and Wild Medicine.
Through Weeds and Wild Medicine, myself and Edwina are on a mission to get people loving the weeds and the wild plants just as much as we do. We want people to be connected to the wild plants in their area and see them as the valuable foods and medicines that they actually are. And we want to teach you how to work with them, and once we start taking them into our bodies, it develops this relationship, it rekindles that connection with the earth that we've lost over recent years, that alienation that people have felt from the environment. And once we start reconnecting people with that, it stirs up something deep inside that reawakens something primal and something ancestral. And we feel at one with the earth again, and we want to take care of it again, and we want to protect it again. So please come and join us for Weeds and Wild Medicine. We'll change your life forever. This lovely herb here is Calendula, which is also the English marigold. It's usually found in gardens. You don't really find it growing wild unless you get a garden escapee somewhere. It's one of the best herbs for healing wounds topically on the skin. It is just wonderful for all sorts of things. It's one of the most powerful wound healers, skin healers that there is. It's antiseptic and it's antifungal. So it's brilliant whether you've got cuts, grazes, rashes, spots, fungal infections, nappy rash. It just heals things up beautifully. It's also a great healer internally. It brings about real deep healing because it's so healing in the body. It's a lymphatic herb, so it works upon the lymph, which is concerned with our immune system and our detoxification. So by gently supporting the lymphatic system, it has a knock-on effect on the immune system and on detoxification. It's also a good herb for the digestion. It supports the liver to work well, and I like to use it in my patients who have got leaky gut issues, systemic candida or candidiasis as it's known, because it's really good at healing on the inside like it heals on the outside. So it heals and seals that leaky gut, but it's also, because it's antifungal, a great remedy for candida. So often there's a link between candida and leaky gut, so it does both things what you need it to do there. It's such a beautiful herb. It's like a little drop of sunshine, it really is. And you can use those petals in food, you can eat them in salads, you can cook them into things like barges and things. It's just really lovely to use.
Look at the bees on this, you can just hear them buzzing if you listen. This is an absolutely magnificent comfrey plant. I love comfrey. I have a comfrey plant in my garden at home and I've been using it in medicine. Comfrey, to a lot of people in Lancashire, has always been known as knitbone, and this was one of the plants that I was introduced to as a child because my grandparents always used comfrey for everything. It's called knit bone because there is a tradition of use for healing broken bones. And this is one of the things that Comfrey does. It has a chemical constituent in it called allantoin. And allantoin encourages new cells to grow, cells of the connective tissue of the bone, of the skin, of the muscles, of the joints to grow really quickly. So when you have a broken bone, providing it's aligned properly, then Comfrey will heal that bone and knit that bone together very, very quickly. It's important if you are using Comfrey that you make sure that that bone has been correctly aligned, because if you don't, then it will heal in the way it has been broken. Comfrey is a valuable medicine for any damaged connective tissue. It's really good for sprains and strains, for muscular injuries, and even for broken skin. You have to be careful though if you're using it on broken skin, because if that wound is deep or it's infected, Comfrey will heal it so quickly that it can seal that in. I love to use Comfrey in oils and in salves and in creams. Comfrey has also traditionally been used internally as well for lung damage and also for things like ulcers and digestive irritation. Because it contains a chemical called pyrrolizidine alkaloids, then you can only use Comfrey leaf for a very short period of time, probably for about 3 weeks.
This is a beautiful little plant, well quite a big plant actually. This is honeysuckle, and you do find it growing wild in the hedgerows. It's always a real treat when you discover one because they're so beautiful, and we use them medicinally for cough, and they're also very nice and cooling when you use the flowers in a tea, in a cool tea. They're good for menopausal hot sweats.
Oh, that is so beautiful. This here is lemon balm. There's quite a bit of lemon balm around the garden at the moment. Even though lemon balm isn't a native plant, it's one that has been grown in gardens for probably hundreds, if not 1,000 years. It's a beautiful, relaxing plant. You only have to take a good sniff of it just to see how it makes you feel. Lemon balm is utterly relaxing and calming, great for stress and anxiety. I love it in a tea fresh, and it's so nice to have before you go to bed because it can really help you sleep and is relaxing. Lemon balm is also a fantastic digestive tonic. And you know, when your tummy feels very unsettled, very irritable and very sort of uncomfortable, especially if it's due to stress, lemon balm will calm in a tea. It's a great antiviral and good for cold sores too.
This is Valerian. This is looking exceptionally well. I remember planting this Valerian in this garden a few years ago, and it was just a small clump, and it's spread and it's now in 4 tyres, and it's doing so well. We need to have a fresh Valerian tea of this from the leaves and the flowers and the stems. Valerian's such a fabulous, powerful herb. You might have heard of it as a sleep remedy because it's probably one of the most popular sleep herbal remedies in the UK. It's got so many other uses though as well. It's good if you're feeling stressed or anxious. It's safe to take in the daytime because it can just really chill you out and help you to feel calm and grounded. It's a powerful antispasmodic, so it relaxes tight, knotted muscles. So whether you take it internally, in fact it's probably better to take it internally, or you could apply it topically. It would help relieve that muscular tension, so it can help with tension headaches, tight knotty shoulders and the like. It's a wonderful herb to have in the garden. It smells beautiful and fragrant. It's a bit like lilies, I think. But then when you unearth the roots, a slightly different smell. It smells a bit like sweaty socks. It's got a really strong smell. You don't have to work with the root. Traditionally, it was the root that was used, but obviously once you use the root of the plant is gone. So you can work with the aerial parts and preserve the root, and it'll keep growing back and giving you a fantastic, relaxing, calming, anti-stress, sleepy time remedy. We've brewed some lovely fresh Valerian leaf and flower tea, which I'm really looking forward to trying.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, yeah, just the smell makes you feel so calm, doesn't it?
That fragrance is amazing. I've never actually had blossom tea before. I've only ever had the roots. So let's think.
It's really powerful.
It's quite moistening as well, do you not think?
Yes, it is. You get a really lovely moistening of the mouth.
And that feels so nice just when it slips down. It feels so soothing, so calming. I'm really enjoying this tea because it was not how I expected it to taste. And,
That's often the way with these herbal teas. And they always have such pronounced effects on the body, especially when we lead you through a guided tea tasting, which we love to do on our online sessions.
I can really feel it's quite diffusive as well. You know, how it's moving sort of out through your body. It feels quite sort of heady, and I can feel that relaxation coming in as well. I should imagine after the whole cup, I'll be well up for a chill.
You'll be horizontal.
Yeah.
We've only had three sips and already we're like,
Oh no, that's so nice. That is.